That's me. I sing it. I am the singer of that song, Stephen, and you're welcome.
You need to pay the people doing the instruments more.
Seriously.
Speaking of people paying it in, later on talk about, well, maybe even we'll start with, did anybody get a chance to catch the Caribbean Music Awards last night?
I just put that there.
It was too ghetto. Gracie Chap.
No. I would. Okay. We gotta.
I didn't know there was a Caribbean music.
Is the first? I don't know. I think it might be the second year.
Second one. We spoke about it earlier this year when we were researching if there was one.
Yep.
And we said that we were going to plug ourselves in, but we got to reach out to them.
Yeah, I did reach out.
All right.
Yeah.
I think I did hear back, but that was after the time that we had decided that we were going to move Spark the Block to this day. So it was yesterday, to this weekend. So it was yesterday, last night. It was live on
YouTube.
On YouTube.
Mm-hmm. That's where I watched it at. Saw a little bit, but it was they got to do a lot of work.
They do. So I will say that the concept is dope.
Yes.
And I'm glad that they're doing it. The production, it looked nice. No, the stage area, it looked nice.
Mm-hmm.
But when I say that it looked like they was winging it every time, as they were going on, they were figuring things out as they were going on.
Yes.
Which maybe for this year, because it was such a big undertaking, they couldn't handle it. But like the DJ was awful.
Oh, yeah.
And
Wyclef. So this is the first ever.
It's the first ever.
It's the first ever.
Okay. So that makes more sense because it looked like a first ever for a very large production, for a large undertaking. It definitely looked like it was the first time.
Money don't mean it means it's
and
good.
And sounded like
and sounded
because the DJs. The artists were like yelling over the music and stuff like that.
Wyclef was absolutely awful. Wyclef was gut-wrenchingly awful. Like when I say
the host,
he was the host, and he when he could have set the standard for it. It looked like little fentanyl he tapped him.
Wyclef?
No,
he's a good fit. Why didn't
Tristan? When I say at one point I wanted to take my fist and continuously punch myself in the head. Man. That's all I wanted to do because I was like, I can't watch this. I feel like if Wyclef had set a better standard for what he wanted to see, it was like the Wyclef show. I sold 1 million copies.
Yeah.
And and here's some dubplates that I got. And he played a dubplate by Whitney Houston, which was very morbid. And just out, he was inside of the aisles. He was sitting down in the people chair. He wore a t-shirt and
he was doing too much, Wyclef.
Bro, when you say too much,
there's a story about it here.
Let's go into the story.
I have the review.
Yeah, let's go into it.
Is this the New York review? I have a video.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I have a video from New York News, and this is their recap of the inaugural Caribbean Music Awards that was held in Brooklyn last night.
Brooklyn. Why was it held in Brooklyn?
Well, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn got all of the West Indians.
Yeah.
All the Caribbeans.
But wouldn't it be?
Where would it be?
In the Caribbean somewhere?
No, not the Caribbean, American Caribbean.
I see what you did there.
I just okay.
That's one strike. Caribbean Music Awards.
There was star power at this event, which featured electrifying performances and award presentations. CBS 2's Alicia Reed has the highlights now from Flatbush.
The party started on the red carpet. Grammy Award winner Wyclef Jean and his dancers setting the stage.
It's a big movement. This is the first time that the Caribbean has decided to embrace each other.
This moment, the Caribbean deserves it.
It was you. Exactly, Miss
Caribbean Music Awards brought some of the biggest names in reggae, dancehall, compa, zouk, and soca music under the same roof.
I'm happy that everybody could really come together and unite because that's really all it's about at the end of the day, unity.
It was also a reunion for some on the red carpet.
Been to a lot of awards, but this belongs to us. The energy is beautiful.
Wow,
The
look at
energy is
Maya.
real.
Fans getting a glimpse of the stars
Maya's
before they
Caribbean.
enter the building.
She
A
can
night
keep her
of
tongue in her
glamour,
mouth at all like that.
excitement, and Caribbean pride.
Oh.
In addition to numerous awards,
This was a dope moment.
Barris Hammond honored with the Elite Icon Award for his decades-long
Why doesn't Barris
contributions
have a
to
Grammy?
enhancing reggae music.
Right.
No, he's just great. I've used his songs.
Leon.
A lot of people are really
Hey,
excited
baby.
to see this
I missed you.
develop and grow
Love you.
into something even
That's the
crazier.
V,
and
the
bigger.
president of
better
VP
time to
Records.
celebrate the culture that we have from all the different islands, but what we have brought to these shows and how effective we have been as a people. And
playing
it
the
reverberates
guitar?
back home,
Nyla.
and it
Nyla play
sets
the
dreams and
guitar.
goals to all the people, you know.
The perfect precursor to the West Indian Day Parade on Monday. One
She's
thing we
Jamaican.
found here tonight, all the folks here were just excited to celebrate fellow artists. In Flatbush, Alicia Reed, CBS 2 News.
I can't believe there was no such award show before.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
I think it has a lot of potential to do really, really
Absolutely.
great. But this first year was extremely painful to watch. I supported it and I actually watched the whole thing as much as I can. And I'm really, really happy that it happened. But they gotta sit down and they gotta tighten up.
It was 4 hours long.
It was tighten. They were like those performances that we see was that one and 2 others because for they like during the intermission when there should have been a performance with all of those people in there, everybody was like this, and all you see across the street is please wait.
So-
Greatness is loading.
So that's what I did here. Well, this is what I've been hearing about award shows in general. If you are not performing, if you are not on the red carpet, if you don't have anything to do with the show, you are literally sitting there for hours.
Yes.
And most award shows they're saying don't even have any drinks. They just give you some Dasani water.
Oh.
And there's no refreshments, no food, no liquor.
Oh.
So they're saying if you're not one of the people that are performing, if you are not actively involved and you are sitting in the audience, it would be absolutely miserable for you.
It looked miserable for them. Another thing is that they didn't know which artists were there and which artists were not there and or where they were sitting.
Oh,
So it was like, yes, and the award goes to GBM Neutron. So we'd wait there for like 40 minutes.
No.
And then
No.
not 40 minutes. We'll wait there for like 20 seconds. And then she'll be like, you know what? I'm going to accept the award on behalf of GBM Neutron. While GBM Neutron has now started to make his way up to the stage.
No.
So it was like, first of all, why y'all don't know where? Yes. Oh, he's right here. So what, like, it should be like, I'm assuming that you should, as an artist who has been nominated, that if you are going to be there, you check in at some point so that they know that you're in the building. And then after that, you get an assigned seat somewhere that they know in the general area of where you are sitting. Like the basic things that I thought that they should have had done, like the music. Soca artist was coming out to dance hall. Dance hall was coming out to hip hop.
What's happening?
Like a lot of things.
Well, that's along the lines of what's going viral right now.
Yes,
so.
I mean it was like like Bungie would come out and they play a Kes song. You know, when Marshall came to accept his award, I think they was playing like some Skinny Fabulous. You know, it was one of those things that I think that after this first year, they can sit down and watch it and see all the things that they did. And next year, I think is going to be absolutely amazing. Yes.
There's so many people there. T-Vice, Vibes, That's Hell, like in Ding Dong.
So since y'all, do you feel like it was catered to the Caribbean artists? Because me, average, casual, black, African-American, I'm like, oh, cool.
You say
hip-hop.
Irish casual?
No, I said African.
Oh.
Casual.
What did you think? He said Irish Catholic?
Yeah, Irish Catholic, African-American.
Do you think it was catered to them or just to like off the whole diaspora?
It was catered to the Caribbean.
It was catered to the Caribbean.
It was catered to the Caribbean, but what I heard from what I heard and what I saw, it was very heavily Jamaican Trinidadian. Like everybody else kind of fell below, you know, like, so I think that if they're gonna do it as well, that they got to be a little bit more inclusive and make sure that they have they line up. Like there's certain things in production that you have to do, and that is run of show.
It is. I get it. For the Caribbean, it is different because the Caribbean we speak three to four different languages in the Caribbean, from English to Patois to Creole, and Spanish. So they might want to put a little bit of Spanish.
They did a little Spanish too. They incorporated the Spanish people, and they incorporated the Haitians as well. I mean, caller, you're live.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but my question, and it's for everybody: why can't the Haitian Day? I mean, not Haitian Day, right? The parade period itself get the same police protection as they do as the Thanksgiving parade or any other parade?
Oh, brother, we do, brother. At the beginning of every parade, there's a whole thing of like all the cars and stuff. Have you ever seen the beginning of Boston Police? Have any of you guys ever seen the beginning of the Boston Parade?
No. All right, bye.
It's led by police.
Boston Carnival?
It's Boston Carnival is led by a slew in front.
You know, the only time I don't think I've ever been that, I think I have. In New York, I have for sure. They all meet up by like the Brooklyn Museum, and it's like a million of them. Yeah, they all line up. So I know that happens. We do get a lot of protection. Are the police doing the job? Right. Or standing around the actual question.
And we still we know that the police are understaffed by 500 people. You know, so we do know that Boston police are understaffed as well. But I mean, I saw a lot of police when I was out there. I saw police.
I saw a ton of police. Police on bikes, police on foot, police on cars.
Yeah, a whole group of police on bikes came through when we were sitting up there at the Juve.
But back to this. Go ahead.
I don't want to. Marshall Montano, he got the Lifetime Achievement Award honoree for the Caribbean.
And he's not even 50 yet.
For the Caribbean Music Awards. He's not?
Nope.
Wow.
He said it's so dope that I'm receiving a Lifetime Award and I haven't even hit a half century yet. And I was like, yo, that's dope. Because he's been performing since he was 11. 6? 11.
No, he was younger than that.
8.
He was too young to soca.
Yeah. He was 8 years old, I think. Yep. He was 8.
48.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And then Elite Icon Award honoree was Mr. Barris Hammond.
Absolutely.
And if Barris don't get a goddamn Grammy before he died.
Yeah.
Get a Barris.
He also they did a really dope tribute to him. Romain Virgo ended that tribute. It was Romain Virgo's awesome.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
The singer with the braces.
Yes, I like
does he have braces?
He sure does.
He's got a lot of good vocal range.
He does, like me.
Yeah.
I taught him most of the things that he knows.
Marshall started singing in 1982 at age 7.
Yes, I knew that. I was going to get that trivia question. Yeah.
At age 9, he debuted Too Young to Soca.
Too young to soca. Me as well. I'm never too young. But that's the babies need to be out. How come we don't have no little Caribbean artists? Little tiny ones.
What happened to that little walking up
because they
one?
grow.
Can we make
they grow and they get fat
sing
and
us a
big.
soca song?
Nope.
All right. So there we go. There we go.
There it is.
Anyhow, people, let's get into the news. Let us go into news. It's on YouTube, so you can go back and watch it. And then we can report back. Maybe we can help them out. Spark FM will be there next year. Maybe. I don't know if we will be here or not. Anyhow, let's get into our Around the Way news. Teen faces attempted murder charge in racially motivated incident that happened. Where did that happen?
That happened in Cape Cod.
The Cape Cod, really? The Cape Cod is racist? Massachusetts authorities say a teenager tried to drown. Oh, wow.
Damn.
Tried to drown another juvenile at a Cape Cod pond, and that the attempted murder was racially motivated. A 14-year-old boy was indicted on charges of attempted murder and assault with a dangerous weapon. Cape and Islands District Attorney Robert J. Gabrielitos.
I had a question. The boy, 14 years old.
Yes.
What color is he?
I believe. Let's get into it. Let's see.
No. I'm asking you.
Oh, yes. The 14-year-old boy is a victim. He's
This
white.
is the one that was charged.
White.
Black.
I ain't getting into this.
Why? All right, go ahead.
I ain't doing it.
Gabriel said the 14-year-old, who is white, was indicted in connection with an incident that happened. Did you just put black because you wanted to be off-centered?
Yeah.
Okay. Incident happened last month at the Goose Pond in Chatham. According to Gabriel's, the 14-year-old met with the victim, a black boy, and another boy who was white at the pond on July 19th. The defendant is accused of picking up a stone, threatening the victim with it, and directing a racial slur at him shortly after they met up. Giglio said that before the boys entered the pond, the victim put on his life jacket and informed the other boys that he could not swim. The three boys then entered the water together, and the defendant is accused of pulling on the victim's life jacket and submerging him underwater about 4 to 5 times, causing him breathing distress. The third boy is accused of laughing at the victim during the attempted drowning and referring to him as George Floyd.
Whoa, dude.
The district attorney said the attack then continued on the defendant swam underneath the victim and attempted to grab his feet in attempt to once again pull him under water. The incident came to an end when the victim started yelling for someone on shore to help him, and a bystander came to his aid. Galibio said the bystander intervened and helped the victim to shore. Galibio said the charges against the 14-year-old boy stem from an investigation by several members of the Chatham Police Department, including Chief Michael Anderson. The defendant was found dangerous by Judge Sylvia Gomez during a dangerousness hearing in Barnstable Juvenile Court on Thursday. According to the district attorney, the teen is being held without bail and due back in court on September 13 for a pretrial conference. The records of a youthful offender proceeding conducted pursuant to an indictment should be open to public inspection in the same manner and to the same extent as adult criminal records, the district attorney said. Oh, so they're going to try him in public. Good. Yeah. Put him down.
This is disturbing.
Yeah.
He's 14.
Yep.
He's 14 years old. What are you doing trying to drown somebody while calling them George Floyd and laughing at them while you literally try to take his life?
And the other one. So the other one is accused, but is he being charged? Because that's also a hate crime.
It should be. What is it? Accessory to attempted murder?
Yep.
Y'all
That's crazy.
Stories like this. This is when you know this is. Y'all know what's going on inside this kid's home.
Yeah. Listen, okay. He gonna try to drown him and call him George Floyd.
Him and his parents need to be charged.
Arrest the parents.
Yep, that's what him and his parents need to be charged.
Ridiculous.
Crazy.
3 Boston area juveniles apprehended following attempted armed robbery in Hyde Park. Not in Hyde Park.
Yes.
Hyde Park, girl. Oh, that's right over there on Business Street, ain't it? Is it Popular Street or Business Street? I think it's one of them.
Businesses back here.
Yes, this is the picture that they have right here. Yesterday, August 30th, a harrowing encounter in Hyde Park ended with an arrest of 3 juveniles following an attempted armed robbery. According to the Boston Police Department website, officers responded to a distress call near 38 Cleveland Street at 4:04 p.m., where the suspects allegedly displayed a knife to rob their victim. With the description of the 3 suspects, officers immediately canvassed the area, resulting in the apprehension of the predators at the intersection of Reservation Road and Business Street. Despite an attempt to flee from officers on a bicycle, the 3 suspects, 2 16-year-olds and 1 15-year-old, were stopped, handcuffed, and charged with delinquency, to wit, armed robbery, and in one juvenile case, assault by means of a dangerous weapon. The incident, however, may not stand alone, as the police report suggests they later discovered that a similar crime had already been reported, opening the possibility for additional charges to be levied against the young suspects.
That's weird.
I was on Live Boston page on Facebook. I think I sent it to you guys.
Yeah.
The children down there in South Bay, it's a little scary.
It is. It's very scary.
It's actually a little scary, and you either got to bring mace with you, you either got to be a licensed carrier, or you have to have a taser, because them children are actually attacking random people minding their business and kicking them and punching them and things on the floor
and robbing them,
taking their cell phones like I saw one of the comments. Somebody said that the police are out there heavy, and they have zero tolerance. Yeah. And I agree.
I saw all the video from it. I was just like, what surprises me from all that stuff that was going on is the overwhelming amount of female voices that I hear cheering everything on, just saying everything, all the things. You don't hear the kids, you don't hear the boys doing too much, but you hear all you're hearing in all the videos are women cheering everybody on to cause ruckus.
It's all of these delinquents, period. Because I remember that fight that we saw, the infamous skin out fight that we
Yeah.
saw, and there was a male in the background that was just going and going and going and cheering them on for that foolishness. It's these kids. Period. They're all delinquents. They're all delinquent.
A lot of the girls was out there robbing too.
Yep.
Like you're in a biker short and a tank top with your training bra on.
But this is
where's
all,
your parents?
We're literally seeing. We're all like what we are witnessing right now is literally these kids getting influenced by everything, by the social media, by the music they listen to, by their friends, by peer pressure, and they're acting on it.
Yeah,
and it's only going to get worse.
It is. It's bad. It's really, really bad now, and I think that it's only going to get worse if things don't start happening. But that's a big conversation that needs to be had.
I think there needs to be like some kind of something that shuts down social media, like the TikToks and the Snapchat.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like
at certain, if there's a place and there's over a certain amount of people, shut it down, shut them all down.
Or geo-fencing where it is blocked or something like, there's no social media over here. Gone home.
Yes.
All you could do is call the police or your mama.
Yes. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of conversations that need to be had, Saucy, yesterday you took part on a panel for a new group that the City Hall is trying to form.
Yes.
The Latino and Caribbean Coalition
Office of Affairs.
Office.
Yeah.
Can you speak to us about that a little bit?
So shout out to Councilor Julia Mejia and Ricardo Arroyo and a couple of others who are putting together a Office of Latino and Caribbean Affairs. What this office would do is to intentionally focus attention and resources and finance and help for the Caribbean and Latino communities.
Yeah.
We do know that there are some, concerns and some caveats in there. Although we are very similar, we are very different. So that office would hopefully have two offices, one for Latino affairs, one for Caribbean affairs, that focuses on business, health, wealth, quality of life, and different aspects of the things that we go through as a community in our own private sectors. So we had a hearing for that yesterday. It looks good. We had a lot of testimonies. Shout out to Julia for kind of really championing that and making sure that these offices are in place, because we know that when we're starting businesses and healthcare and buying homes and stuff, we may have different barriers to entry to get there, or we might even be in most cases a little bit more well off and need some specific questions, answers, and resources that just can't be found on a random website for immigrant services.
Right.
We also know that all of us are not immigrants. A lot of us are first generation Americans. And then the things that our parents had to deal with should be a little bit better for us, but there's still not a designated space for us to be able to ask these questions and get these resources that we need. So that is what we talked about yesterday. We'll let you know about more of the hearings, any testimonies or anything that you can do. You can still send them in. It's on our website. On our on my socials, and I'll actually put it on the Spark FM website as a resource too, so you guys could go fill it out. And if you want to testify or send in a letter and let the people know that you want this office, then we need to hear from you.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. So keeping it going, man gets 2 years in prison for using his COVID-19 relief funds to start a what? What do you think he started? Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. COVID-19 funds. Come on. You said cannabis business. You got
cannabis business.
What about you, Steven?
Selling weeds.
Selling weeds. Almost. An alpaca farm.
Oh, an alpaca farm.
Yes.
What's that?
Alpacas, like
them
a
long
llama.
necks.
A llama.
Yeah, that one. Dana McIntyre, a former pizza shop owner in Massachusetts, was sentenced Wednesday in federal court in Boston for fraudulently using more than $660,000 in pandemic aid for personal expenses, including opening an alpaca farm in Grafton. Wow. A former Massachusetts pizzeria owner has been sentenced to 2 years in federal prison for fraudulently using all of that damn money.
The money wasn't enough?
Nope, it was. was not. He wanted alpacas.
Alpaca fur.
Yes.
Make some good sweater and glove.
So he's 50 now living in Grafton, Vermont, and previously of Beverly in Essex, Massachusetts, was sentenced Wednesday in U.S. District Court in Boston. Judge Denise C. Casper ordered McIntyre to serve 2 years in prison and 3 years of supervised release, according to a press release. McIntyre's attorney argued for a lesser sentence of 1 year. Court records show he had earlier pleaded guilty in April to 4 counts of wire fraud and 3 counts of money laundering. According to federal prosecutors, in March 2020, at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, McIntyre used the names of 2 of his adult children to file false applications to the U.S. Small Business Administration for loans for businesses that did not exist.
Wow.
Prosecutors also charged McIntyre with misrepresenting information about a pizza shop he owned in Beverly, Massachusetts, in a federal Paycheck Protection Program loan application in 2020, claiming to have almost 50 employees when there were actually fewer than 10.
Wow. 50 people out of
He wanted that alpaca farm badly.
You know what? I feel like if I had done a little PPP fraud, I wasn't going to go to jail because I actually had a business, and I could have just said that all of y'all that work here were my employees, and we could have been up. And I'm sorry to all of you guys that work here at Spark FM that I did not think about y'all welfare better.
I saw somebody post yesterday, if we go back in lockdown, I'm applying for the PPP, the EBT, PYT, LMNOP, all of them things. And I was like, me too. I'm going to start an LLC.
And
all the letters. As an employee.
APB. McIntyre also used the funds for other personal expenses, including buying 2 vehicles and airtime for a radio show focused on cryptocurrency, according to court documents. Wow. Attempts to contact McIntyre by phone and email on Thursday were not successful. I mean, he did. He got the coin, and now he's gonna have to pay. What are they gonna do with alpacas?
I don't know.
What do you mean they gonna take all of that?
And where they put the alpacas at? Do they send them back to Australia?
Oh, you mean the animals? They don't care.
I don't think they're from Australia, but
where?
They might.
Where? Idaho?
I eat it.
You eat what?
I eat it. I try it. I try it.
I don't think they eat alpaca.
You can eat anything.
I'll eat it.
I'm open.
Give it to Mikey. He'll eat it. He eats everything.
From South America. So alpacas originate from South America and are bred from the wild vicuna, which is now a rare and protected species. The llama is bred from the wild guanaco, which is still relatively common throughout South America.
But
they are both in the camel. Can you
eat alpaca?
Can you eat alpaca
you can eat anything.
Alpaca meat is one of the healthiest and most flavorful meats in the world. It is described as a mild meat, which takes on the flavor of the dish. It is slightly salty, tender, and lean, high in protein with no fatty aftertaste. Alpaca meat also has the lowest level of cholesterol of any meat. Bring on the alpaca.
Now it's cool. The white man told you it's cool. Now it's cool, right?
I'm not.
They didn't believe me at first.
But see, that's the problem. It's because y'all sit here and y'all want to eat some pork shoulder and stuff, but then you turn your nose up to some alpaca lean meat.
I'm not eating pork or alpaca.
Alpaca pork.
Neither one. It is. It's all the same to me.
Curry it up. It's chicken.
Leviticus 11 said not to eat alpaca.
Is the alpaca hooves together or separated?
Are they cloven-footed?
Exactly. If they cloven-footed, then we can eat it. If they not cloven-footed, then it's just some lean meats that everybody else in the world is probably eating and healthy in China not here.
They split foot.
They have a split foot?
What does that mean?
All right.
We can eat that one?
They have hooves and split hooves?
Yeah, I think that's.
Do we eat the split hoof or the together?
They
hoof?
got like a tail, like an alpaca tail.
They do. It's nice. Look like make a nice natural hair weave.
I could be a alternative to oxtail.
That's what I'm
alpaca tail.
I don't think so.
The price of oxtail. That's where I was going.
See, I see.
You bring that into the market. You bring it down.
How many of y'all in the comment section is eating a little alpaca?
Not eating that.
It's healthy.
It's a little alpaca.
Just curry it up, Miss Tony.
Alpaca look like a donkey, and I ain't eating no ass, so I'm not gonna eat it.
What? What?
Okay.
What? What's the next?
Join us on Facebook, Instagram at SparkFMOnline.com.
Blame it on this nice port wine that I'm having here for breakfast with my cinnamon toast crunch. This stuff is lit.
Where is it? Why did I
It's
get
back
it?
there. I don't know. It's
I want
delicious.
some port wine. I'm gonna have some.
Port wine and cinnamon toast crunch.
2 manhole explosions shut down Harvard Square on Wednesday yesterday.
You've got to see the video of that. That was wild.
Just to pull it up, this 2 manhole explosions.
Yes.
It happened shortly after 8:30 a.m. on Brattle Street. It's not clear yet what caused the explosion. Eversource raced to disable power in a 3rd manhole near the other 2 that exploded. Bang, bang, bang. Consistently 2. It's bang, 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 bang. Consistently 2. It was almost like a beat. That's the best way I can explain it, but it was really loud. Firefighters ventilated several buildings in the neighborhood to prevent carbon monoxide from building up. Includes the Harvard University bookstore. One firefighter was taken to the hospital with possible smoke inhalation. All I see is orange flames right next to me on my left, and we just ran immediately, said Caitlin McLean. I didn't even want to stop and look. I was just running and running. I was running. Go ahead, Caitlin. Caitlin was afraid.
Do you see? Did you
goes
see?
right here.
Look at that. Look at how I think they're gonna show how it blew up. One of them blew up.
Ooh, we can see it.
Yeah.
If you're listening on the radio. Oh, damn.
Fire shot out of the ground, terrifying witnesses who are still shaken, some of them hours after the 2 manhole explosions. Public Works crews are warning people about the potential release of toxic gas in that area. WBZ's Tammy Mutasa is live in Cambridge. Tammy, what's incredible here is that nobody was seriously hurt.
Yeah, that's incredible, especially after looking at that video. I mean, it has been such a disruptive and unsettling day after those 2 manholes blew up. And you can see right behind me, crews are busy using this heavy equipment to start making those permanent repairs to those damaged manholes. There was a lot of concern about high levels of carbon monoxide being generated. But after shutting off the power and making sure everything is safe, they can continue these repairs. One after another, raging fireballs shot up from 2 manholes at Harvard Square. The fiery explosions and loud bangs sending people.
I'd be scared too.
You just see a big boom, like a cannon noise. There's black smoke going over. I have asthma.
Out of her mind.
So that chemical toxic just went
She
right
just went to
to
Yama.
my throat.
Yep.
So I had to jump and leave immediately.
The thick smoke forced a firefighter to go to the hospital. After breathing it in, they are expected to be okay.
It's right in front of the
Officials say
falafel
underground
place.
damaged cable may be to blame for the
Sopo Chico.
explosions.
You can feel it ripple right through your skin. All that heat just rise right in front of me.
Some Brattle Street
They
businesses
on
had to
shrooms.
shut down all day and night because of dangerous
Leave those
carbon
college students
monoxide
alone.
levels. Firefighters worked to bring down the levels as Eversource crews raced to disable power to a 3rd manhole so it wouldn't generate more carbon monoxide.
You're at home and your CO detector goes off. Sometimes they're set at 15, sometimes they're set at 20. So they have a low threshold for a reason. It's
crazy.
I want hibachi now.
Manholes does sound disgusting, Snyder. I
Remember my friend? Do we talk about every time we talk about a manhole?
We do.
Yeah,
we do.
Literally, he got blew up in a manhole, lost
was
half
down-
of his face, and
He
he
was
had
down
to
in
get
the manhole and it blew up like that and it burnt
his whole face and his whole size. He'd get some of his butt meat and put it on his leg.
That's not what it was. It wasn't.
I believe the
They
two.
didn't use
See,
none of
that
his
was
booty on
Really?
his face. They took a skin graft from his thigh
Uh-huh.
to help repair his face, but they didn't put none of his butt meat.
The butt sounds better though. I will give her that. It does sound
Yeah.
But then you got butt on your face.
Ass face.
Ass face. He is an ass face though. So
She was in
Lordy,
violence today.
Lordy,
Oh
Lou.
God! Uncle Grandpa said the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was down there making
Exactly.
How stupid!
Imagine that. Oh, Father. Will Massachusetts new rules for mattresses, textiles, disposable change Alston's Christmas?
I don't know. I don't know if it will.
For the first time since Massachusetts put into effect new rules for the disposal of mattresses, box springs, and textiles, the Boston area is preparing for Alston Christmas, the chaotic moving day that comes with the start of new college semester and the beginning of a new lease year for many of the city apartments. Many renters will be moving in on Friday when September begins, which is today. In past years, the transition has become notorious for piles of discarded furniture and other belongings left behind on sidewalks by outgoing renters. In November, however, the Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection put into effect a new ban on throwing mattresses, box springs, and textiles such as clothing, bedding, and curtains into the trash. Officials said that more than 75% of mattress components can be reused and that 85% of textiles could be donated or recycled instead of going out with trash. Boston City officials said that they would place neighborhood services liaisons throughout various neighborhoods, and Public Works Code Enforcement Division will be issuing citations for the improper storage of household trash. Trash and recycling can only be put on the curb starting at 5 p.m. on the evening before the neighborhood scheduling collection day. Housing and trash inspections will be available upon request. The city encourages students to avoid used furniture and to notify their landlord immediately in the event of a suspected infestation, which is disgusting because I wouldn't be using any college students' used furniture.
Can you imagine? It's all
hard.
You want to use a table?
No, unless it sterilize it, but no couch, all kinds of children in the couches and all stuff.
Semen furniture.
Yeah.
Times is tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. Times ain't tough, bro.
No.
Times ain't that tough, bro.
You would lay down a little hard couch.
That's nasty.
What is it called? The hard thing that you wash the dishes with?
Oh,
It's a
so
Brio pad.
Yes.
Get you a.
I am not washing nobody's
Brother,
nasty
what is you
stiff neck.
talking about?
Listen,
It's hard out
times
here.
is hard. It's expensive. It's
And
expensive.
he's a young man. I was watching Married at First Sight the other day, and the girl was like, "Where'd you get this couch from?" And he was like, "That one's from Goodwill, and that one's from the side of the road."
Yeah.
And now.
I just be afraid of bed bugs and things like that because I think that's
my
nasty.
fear of buying used furniture
Y'all ever
is that there's a family of mice
Y'all ever-
living inside of it all the time.
Y'all ever got bit by a bed bug?
No.
So I had a friend run.
Yes, exactly.
Tristan,
Y'all
come
better
back-
stop playing.
Come back in here
So
with
wait,
it. That's
wait.
what.
I had a friend once, right? And I stayed over at a friend's house, and they had a living room. Stayed over at the living room. And I woke up, and then I had a little bump on me. I didn't know. I saw something. I didn't know what it was, and it was itching. I haven't felt no itch before like it. And I got another bump. I was like, bruh, what is going on? I'm getting rashes in my arm. What's going on, brother?
I'm gonna vomit.
I never knew what a bed bug looked like.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Them is ugly.
I didn't know. This is probably a few years ago. And then I found out it was a bed bug, bro. And I found out it bit me another time, and then I had to look it up and Google it. And ever since then, I've been paranoid.
Yeah, I had to Google them one time, and it was like, what are the signs of bed bugs or whatever?
Yeah.
So, you go in these hotels, and your hotel be a little, and it could be a reputable hotel, and still a little seedy. And then I had to look for the signs of the bed bugs. It was gross.
Because how do they're so small? How do you even see them?
No, you see them. They're visible.
So the one I saw, it was big.
Yeah.
It was big. It was big and round. I had to look up. It was ew.
They say they're visible, and then they leave brown stains on your mattresses and stuff too.
Yo, them things ain't.
Oh hell! I don't like small
I ain't been
creatures
back
at all.
To say the least, I ain't been back to that friend's house.
Oh,
yet.
That's disgusting.
Because if they're in the bed, then they're definitely most likely on the couch. And things.
They're in the house. They're in the house. You gotta burn the house down.
I think you gotta get it bombed out and to get rid of bed bugs. I think
I feel like you just gotta
in the
burn down the whole
summertime.
damn
We often talk. Are maggots produced from fruit flies?
No.
Because how do fruit
maggots
flies
are from flies?
From regular flies?
Maggots are fly larvae.
Yeah.
But if there's no flies, how did the maggots come?
They do be flies. I don't know where fruit flies come from. I think fruit flies are in the fruits.
That's what I think too. I thought that maggots were the same thing.
No.
Oh.
Maggots are
I want to know where
eggs.
gnats come from.
What's gnats?
What is a gnat?
Gnats are like the ones that be around the water.
I think they produce. Are water bugs produced by the water?
Y'all need a scientist up here just talking about it.
What, are you high?
What is happening? I'm just I'm thinking about, like, in the, when there's water, they be like,
well,
those
wherever
little
there's
long
still
things.
water, that's where bugs like to lay their eggs and nest. So if there's any still water, that's where mosquitoes breed. That's where all animals
like
breed.
a bridge over troubled waters.
I guess so. I mean, no, but I don't know. But yeah, so that's why they always tell you, like, don't have standing water around your house and all of that stuff, because that's where these bugs and things like to breed.
And then last but not least, before we move on, will Massachusetts we just got that one. Where is it? This was about an illegal, they do an illegal activity over in
casino.
Yeah. Can you open it?
Yes. Police bust an alleged illegal casino gambling ring in Milford, Massachusetts.
I have a story.
They just want their piece. They want to tax it. That's why it's illegal.
Well, I think that's stupid.
Yeah.
Period.
It says police bust alleged illegal
Police over the weekend broke up the operation and made some arrests, and they estimate this was $1 million a year operation. Milford police released pictures of the alleged gambling operation in the backyard of a home on Franklin Street. Police say volleyball games were held where players would pay to play and bets were placed on the games. Also, others were playing card games and bets and wages were made on that as well. There was alcohol and food sold illegally. The events drew thousands from outside the state. Many in the neighborhood have complained to the town about the noise, bright lights, and traffic congestion.
It's kind of gone for something that was wholesome and pure. Like anything, a criminal element came into it, and people are profiting from it to the point that, in my estimation, you're looking in excess of almost $1 million a year.
Now, last Saturday, police went in and broke up the operation, making 2 arrests, including this woman, Zola Castro, for selling alcohol without a license. The owner of the property was also arrested, and the deputy chief says this investigation is ongoing. He believes there may be 6 other similar operations in town, so more arrests are expected. Live in Milford, Sarah Conji.
Man, y'all leave these people alone, man. These people make their money.
That's what I'm saying. Like, seriously, who's getting hurt? Who's getting hurt by them doing that?
I mean, outside of the loud noise, and
it's probably a lot of people.
What did anybody do?
Exactly. Like, what is the problem? Who is being hurt by this? Nobody. Let them people do what they do. We get to mind our business. There's some things that are just not worth prosecuting.
It's gambling. That's a risk in general.
Exactly.
So, like, leave it. Who cares? I'm not going to gamble it. I mean, I don't gamble because our heart is not good.
Yeah.
And Newton, Massachusetts, man accused of fatally beating his wife with a baseball bat, found charges. We were talking about this earlier. He did this in front of his 3 sons, ages 11 to 17 at the time. They were downstairs. They had called the police, but he already started to kill their mom, and now he is going to jail. The couple had repeatedly obtained restraining orders against each other, including one that Nancy Hansen got 2 days earlier, where she wrote, "He hasn't given me access to our finances in over a year. I have to charge food, clothes, and household items. He is drinking, stole all of my kids' money, and spends $10,000 on shoes. The couple's children remain in Department of Children and Families." What, a trigger ring?
It's a lot.
That was a transition song.
Yes. I mean, yes. I had to clean it to get into the last one. We're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back
already?
in a few moments.
I was going to go.
What's you done?
I didn't know you was done with the story.
Oh, go to the story and then we'll go to a commercial break right after.
His wife is being held without bail.
Here's the
Richard
clip.
Hansen was in court this morning for his arraignment. He was indicted on a first-degree murder charge 2 weeks ago. Investigators say he beat his wife Nancy to death in their home last month. Newton police say one of the couple's sons and Nancy's friend called 911. Officers say they found the suspect covered in blood.
Well, some business. They need to string him up like a piñata and let people beat him too with a bat. That's what I think the punishment is.
Me too. And me too. Because I feel like when you do things like that, you deserve to get things like that done back to you. And don't kill him. Just beat him with the bat. Hardly.
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah, like Sons of Anarchy style.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You still watching?
I've taken a pause. It's a little too dark for me right now. It's dark.
What happened?
I'm just really into Ugly Betty. I can't get through this whole Belfast thing. It's really bothering me. So I'm just, I was like, let me pause from that.
We're going to come back to it later.
Yeah.
We're going to take a very, very quick commercial break, and we'll be right back in a few moments. Keep it locked right here, Spark FM Online.
Attention Boston, a new career fair is coming to town to position you for success. The Be the Light Tour is a free job skill event taking place Saturday, September 9th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Boston Seaport. This isn't your average career fair. Come as you are for free professional headshots and free workshops on interview skills and resume writing. Meet local employers and recruiters and enjoy free food and on-site childcare. Plus Chromebooks and gift cards are given away each hour. Register today at insightglobal.com/Be the Light Tour.
Miami, get ready on Sunday, October the 8th. Get ready for Togetherness, the Boston Invasion, Miami Yacht Cruise. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Unice Promotion and Glenn presents Togetherness Miami Yacht Cruise. It's the Boston Invasion, white and lime green edition. Music's gonna be by Vital Rhythm, DJ Idrin, DJ Alfredo, Selector Q45, DJ Chester, and Tempo Rhythm section from Trinidad. VIP sections are available. It's all aboard the Music Yacht, located at Bayfront Park, 301 Biscayne Boulevard in Miami, Florida. Boarding time is at 5:30 p.m. Departs at 6:30 p.m. Returns at 10:30. Tickets are only $75. And the day of is going to be $85. Purchase your tickets at togetherness.eventbrite.com. It's a 21+ event. Club IDs required. Contact 617-19-3972 or Glenn at 508-507-4413 or contact Darley 786-614-1449. That's right, Miami crew, get ready. It's the Togetherness Miami Yacht Cruise, the Boston Invasion, white and lime green edition. Get your tickets now.
Want to give your baby a head start? Get the best protection against flu and COVID-19. Because their immune system isn't fully developed at birth, babies need additional protection. When you get vaccinated while pregnant, it can keep you and your baby from getting sick. As they get older, this can result in more time in school and daycare for them and more productive time at work for you. Vaccines are safe and effective for children as they grow. No matter where you are on your pregnancy journey, flu and COVID vaccines can boost your and your baby's natural defenses and protect your family. Stay up to date with your vaccines. Stay healthy. Talk with your trusted healthcare provider today. Brought to you by the Boston Public Health.
The all-new Spark FM. Spark FM. Come on. Spark FM.
Yo, chick a man be ballin'. These chicks pigeon toed. Some of them be crawling.
Spark FM.
Oh gosh, it's me again.
New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio. Spark FM.
Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. This sounds like the music they was playing in the intermission yesterday for the Caribbean Music Awards the whole time. At one time, it just kept on starting over like, if y'all don't turn it off, somebody hears it. Somebody can hear that it keeps starting over. Somebody press stop. Let's get into our entertainment and our world. Do you see anything in it that you want to touch on, Miss Tony?
Just quick things. Mitch McConnell is going to continue with his work schedule. Mitch McConnell can continue with his work schedule. The congressional physician says, the attending physician to Congress said Thursday that he had cleared Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell to continue with his planned schedule after evaluating an incident in which McConnell appeared to freeze up at an event in Kentucky. But the health episode, his second in public this summer, has fueled quiet concern among Republican senators and intense speculation about his ability to remain as leader. The famously guarded McConnell called several of his deputies in leadership after the Wednesday health episode, but the longest-serving Senate party leader is still revealing little about his health condition, even to his closest colleagues. So something's definitely up with Mitch McConnell. And he just, he just don't want to let it go. So,
I think that what's happening is that they must have somebody that they want to try to slide in and replace him, and they wait until after the elections or something like that to do something. Because it's not like logically,
right,
medically, it doesn't make any sense for Mitch McConnell to still be able to stand up before the people and say words that relate to the people.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't even know his name.
He's weird. He didn't know nothing. Here's another thing. Student loan interest starts again on September 1st, which is today. Interest will begin accruing on federal student loans on Friday today, causing balances to balloon again for the first time in more than 3 years. And this matters because millions of Americans collectively owe more than $1 trillion in student loans, and experts have warned about the impact of the impending payment resumption on borrowers' finances. So y'all, if you owe, it started again today, and then you'll start having to pay on October 1st. You can expect a bill at least 21 days before your payment's due date. So that is very, very important for you all to know. What else? MLB is testing hands-free entry for fans utilizing facial authentication, AI security. So how do y'all feel about that? Instead of having to scan your ticket like how we do now, because we have to download the MLB app,
I don't like it.
Scan the ticket, they're going to be scanning your face. How do you feel about that?
I don't like it.
Me
I don't like any of that new age. Be able to pay something with your thumb and cross your hand across it, and then it scans. None of that. That sounds like the mark of the beast.
Well, it's called go ahead entry, and the Philadelphia Phillies have partnered with the MLB to use their stadium as a pilot testing program. So I'm sure we'll hear about that a lot more coming up. A white man will stand trial for shooting the black teen Ralph Yarl, who went to his house. The judge has ruled that this man will stay on trial. So this is, remember the teenager went to go pick up his little twin brothers, and the man just shot him twice.
Yes.
So a Missouri judge ruled on Thursday that the 84-year-old white homeowner who shot a black teenager after mistakenly went to the man's house must stand trial. Clay County Judge Lewis Engels issued the ruling after a dozen witnesses spoke at a preliminary hearing, including Ralph Yarl, the teenager who was shot by Andrew Lester on April 13th when Yarl went to the wrong house. Lester, a retired aircraft mechanic, is charged with first-degree assault and armed criminal action. He previously pleaded not guilty in the shooting that shocked the country and renewed national debates about gun policies and race in America. His next court date is an arraignment, and that is scheduled for September 20th. Ralph Yarl spoke softly as he testified that he was sent to pick up his twin siblings, but had no phone. He'd lost it at school. The house he intended to go to was just blocks from his own home, but he had the wrong street. Yarl said he rang the doorbell to wait for someone to answer for what seemed like longer than normal. And as the inner door opened, Yarl said he reached out to grab the storm door. I assumed these were my brothers, he said. Instead, it was Lester who told him, "Don't come here ever again." He was shot in the head, and the impact knocked him to the ground, and then he was shot in the arm.
You know,
so this old man must stand trial, and I think that they should just throw him under the jail.
Yeah, just put him in a do they got a little geriatric jail home where they can just sit there and just suffer. You know, because
I thought he didn't open the door. He shot him through a closed door.
He
right?
shot him through the closed door, and then he opened the door, and they shot him again.
Yeah, that's what he did. The boy opened the screen door, and that's when he was shot through the door. And then in this very interesting story, a Tennessee woman has lands the Guinness World Record for the longest competitive mullet. That's right.
Yes,
Business in the front and party in the back. A Knoxville woman
What's your problem?
A Knoxville woman has made it into the Guinness Book of World Records for her business in the front attitude.
Can I make up a Guinness Book of World Records like longest running
mustache hair?
Mustache hair.
Yes.
Oh.
But she's not quite a party growing in the back. She has landed the world record for the longest competitive mullet. Her mane measures 5 feet 8. 5 feet 8
That's
inches.
taller than me.
Yes. And there she is.
It looks nice
with
though.
her mullet. It's
There's
cute.
a little boucle on the top.
How tall is she? She said, I re-verified that I'm actually in the 2024 edition of Guinness World Records for the longest mullet, and that is pretty amazing. Kudos to you and congrats.
What's the difference between a mullet and a mohawk? Oh, the mullet is just the back is long.
Some business in the front.
Mullet is for punk rock. Mohawk is for
no, a lot of country
Mohawk
people
is
wear
for punk rock, and mullet is for country folk.
Yes.
Country
And around
folk,
town cowboy.
Around Bend, trailer park.
Confederate flag.
You want to eat my pet possum?
Dukes of Hazzard.
Alpaca meat.
G-Throw, come out here and take this photograph of us. Standing out here on this thing. You got to come take a picture.
A patcher.
Take a patcher of it.
Have y'all seen the video of the, there's a cop that looks like, there was a cop that was pulled over, and he pulled over a black man that got like the country hat.
Yeah.
Is
she
it
makes him dancing. Yeah. Oh, you're a dancer? No, I was just drunk. Because he followed along perfectly.
And then he freestyled and was like, "How about we do this?" You a dancer? Nope, just drunk.
Sir, you're under arrest. On and sit down.
That is our national news wrap up. 50 Cent yesterday, it was in trouble for hurling a microphone into the audience. He yoked that girl the F up with that.
Jesus Christ, did you see that? No. Play that video, Tristan.
He chucked that ish right into the audience.
He didn't have to do. I got
harder than Cardi B.
Yeah,
50 Cent went all Cardi B during his concert in Los Angeles, throwing his broken microphone in frustration into the crowd, hitting a fan smack dab on the head. The rapper hit the stage at Crypto.com Arena Wednesday night as part of his Final Lap 2023 tour. And during the performance, he was handed several mics that didn't work, which was clearly triggering. Check out the video. Fitty struts out on stage with a mic in hand to join YG, who was belting out a song. Suddenly, Fitty turns to one side of the stage and hurls the mic, striking the woman in the head. That she got yoked. Sources who were present say that 50 wasn't targeting the woman, but still he beamed her good. A source connecting to 50 says the woman wasn't supposed to be in the restricted area, but unlike the mic, that argument doesn't fly. Photos of the victim surfaced on Instagram showing a gash in her forehead and bloody towels wrapped around her neck. We've reached out to 50's camp and so far no word back. There's an update to that story, though, that says 50 Cent's attorney, Scott Lehman, says that, let's be very clear, as I told the LAPD this afternoon, my client Curtis would never intentionally strike anyone with a microphone. Anyone saying something different doesn't have all the facts and is misinformed. And 50 is now a suspect in a criminal felony battery report. The woman was hit in the head. She filed a police report Wednesday night. Law enforcement sources tell us they believe 50 threw the mic at his crew in the production area and hit the victim. The victim told cops 50 looked directly at her before throwing a mic. So at least according to her, 50 knew she was there. She went to the hospital with a laceration on her forehead. And it is a pretty deep laceration. She got.
So he meant to hit his crew.
He meant to hit his crew. Yeah. Method Man's fine ass has been married for over 20 years, and he said the key to making love last is to not talk about it. And I mean, that's a home I will wreck. I'll say that.
Not talk about it.
Not talk about it.
I think that's terrible.
I'll wreck that home.
Hold on. I wanted to play the video of 50 Cent here.
Okay, go ahead.
There's just the delay. It's been a little delay. So this is the 50 Cent on the mic at the concert.
I spell guarantee.
G-U-A-R.
Next place.
Y'all see that?
Yeah, he heard
50
that.
Cent throws his mixed place.
Oh no, he didn't mean to throw it like that. Y'all saw that. He didn't mean to throw it like that.
No. That's not the video.
That's not it?
No, the video that we saw, yeah.
Oh, but it says he throws his mic twice, so maybe he's about to do it again.
Oh, what are the mics not working?
Yeah, they weren't working.
So why did he throw it at the people and not at the? Maybe he threw it at the production people.
Yeah.
Look,
oh,
see?
There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Do you see how he threw it?
Rerun.
No, that was different.
50 threw that so sexily. He's so strong. Yeah. And binged her right in the forehead. You see the gash on her forehead? If you scroll down a little bit more, you can see the gash on her forehead and all the blood and stuff. It's sad. What else do we have in here? So yes, Taylor Swift's tour enters her movie theater era as she brings records. I don't want to talk about Taylor Swift. Paris Jackson is seeking protection from an alleged home invader. So someone has now invaded Paris Jackson's home. Leave that little girl alone. Let her mourn in peace. What is wrong with y'all? What's wrong with people?
I know. Leave her alone.
Nick Cannon got a brother. Did y'all know that?
No.
Nick Cannon's brother Gabriel says he can't name all of his siblings' 12 kids either.
Oh, maybe so that's his thing.
He said they're all on the internet. They're all on the internet. I don't need to know the names. They're all up there.
They're all on the internet. I don't know.
Yep. He said, did y'all see what happened with him? He messed up naming all his kids. So I'm not even going to attempt to, Gabriel said. I never knew that Nick Cannon had a brother. And yes, they look like brothers. Onyx Ice is one of the children's names.
Good. Just to speed, Joe Budden's Pump It Up finally earns his first RIAA plaque. So that means it hit gold. What that mean?
I don't know.
What's that?
RIAA. Joe, Pump It Up. Pump it up.
Yep. He earned his first gold plaque from the IRA.
From all the way that time?
20 years after the release
Pump
of
It Up should be platinum by now.
It's only gold.
It's gold. They said 20 years after the release of Pump It Up. The Recording Industry Association of America issued Joe Budden and Def Jam Records a gold certification for the 2003 hit on Wednesday. That's it. Oh, and it was the day before. Yesterday was his birthday. He turned 43. Joe Budden is younger than me. Lord, I'd be surprised at who's younger.
Pump It Up just went gold?
Yeah. Just now,
Wow, that's crazy.
That is crazy. What else do we have
Pump It
here?
Up should have been platinum a long time ago.
Speaking of 50 Cent hitting the girl with the microphone, the Game has slammed him now. The Game slams arch nemesis 50 Cent for hitting women with mic during a concert. The Game said, hate it or love it, this beef is going to last. The Game shaded his arch nemesis 50 Cent after the latter injured the woman at the concert. Curtis, yo fat ass came to LA hitting women, he said via Instagram story. The rapper, I don't know what happened. My computer glitched. I don't know. He said that, but anyways,
we know that
I didn't know that the Game
and 50 Cent. Well, the Game used to be signed to 50 Cent.
Right.
And then they had a falling out back in the day.
Forget all that. Where Lloyd Banks at? Oh, big lights.
We're not talking about Lloyd Banks.
I like him. Like that one.
But yeah. The Game and 50, they're both pretty petty. So
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And what else do we have? My computer just shut down. I don't know.
And Beyonce is fighting the RRS for $2.7 million. If she don't go pay them and stop and cut it out.
Like Beyonce don't have that in her.
Beyonce, she got continues to be ordered to pay 2.7 plus interest. Beyonce, just play that and get them people off your back. Demanding 805, 800. Girl, bye. I don't want to read this story because this is rich people problem that I ain't got. I had to pay like $2,000. I almost lost my life. Jumped off the toilet. She got $2.7 million, made a whole damn $1 billion from this tour. If you don't pay them,
if she don't go shake that out her couch and pay this thing.
If she don't go pay my little $2,000 too. If y'all don't stop playing with me, I gotta go. Anyways, people, we'll be giving away tickets to Spark the Block for the rest of the night and tomorrow. Make sure you guys keep it locked if you want to win a pair right now. As we prepare to go, we'll take that call right after we get offline. Call us up 617-272-3387. Spark the Block 2023.eventbrite.com if you want to go ahead and support and purchase. But we have got to go because I got to get on the phone. Bye.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz. The only thing that does matter is great music, and you will find it here.
The all-new Spark FM.